Good evening, America. A new study shows that aspirin can help reduce risks of cancer. So I'm good. Good evening, America. Welcome to the 5-Minute News Hour. I'm Brian Gartland. Tonight's top story. A report out of Pakistan cast light on new details of Osama bin Laden's run from justice after orchestrating the tragic events on September 11, 2001. Bin Laden's youngest wife revealed today that a man known to some as the Beatles of international terrorism fathered 4 children and had 5 safe houses during his time on the Halal Safe Lamb before he got SEAL Team 86th. And this just in from our future news desk. Yep. Same exact story, except replace run from justice with failed campaign, children with all-you-can-eat buffets, and the name Osama bin Laden with Newt Gingrich. Boom! Take that, fatty! Now for a segment I like to call, Now it's time for news. Where you rushing off to? You know when you leave the phone on and you think you've hung it up, but you accidentally wind up leaving the whole "I'm gonna be okay if she calls me back or not" part of the talk on the message? No? Well, President Obama knows what I'm talking about. The good old POTUS stirred up controversy when, during a discussion with outgoing Russian President Dmitry Medvedev on the subject of missile defense, Obama told his peer that he'll have more flexibility after the election, and urged the message be relayed to Vladimir Putin to give him more time. Medvedev assured Obama that he would relay the message to Putin, adding, "You know that guy, sitting around, listening to messages, reacting calmly all day, definitely not wandering out into the Russian wilderness and shooting tigers with tranquilizer darts." In response to the sound clip, Mitt Romney told CNN's Wolf Blitzer that he found the president's comments concerning, and wonders what secret Russian secrets he's secretly telling secret Russians, before calling Russia, quote, "without question, our #1 geopolitical foe." This coming from Romney's new foreign policy specialist, Kenneth F. Powers, who urges caution and big-ass titties going forward. And just like the end of a Reuben sandwich, there's only a little bit of Russian left. Earlier this week, the United States ambassador to the country wondered out loud on Twitter if he was being hacked or spied upon by Russian press after the press continues to show up at all of his meetings, arriving some points before he even shows up. What? What about us would make you think that we are spying on you? Said a man with a mustache covering his mustache over his real mustache. British Prime Minister David Cameron, leader of the English Conservative Party, has rallied his party and his own stance behind the idea of fully supporting homosexual marriages in Britain. He has condemned his party's stance on homosexuality in the past and attempted to cajole religious groups by explaining that full gay marriage rights would promote more traditional values, including allowing divorce on grounds of infidelity, which current British civil unions do not. Cameron and the 12 openly gay members of his British Conservative Party urged American Republicans to learn a valuable lesson about what it means to be a modern conservative, seeing how a belief that government should play a limited role in a citizen's life and the idea that a laissez-faire economy is the most profitable one is not mutually exclusive to being a man and liking penises or a lady and liking vaginas. Before sighing deeply and remembering that most conservatives believe that speaking in the received pronunciation, as is common in most of the British Isles, is considered in America being gay anyway. Before telling a Fox News correspondent that they mean cigarettes here, and storming off. A bill that would no longer require Michigan motorcycle drivers over the age of 21 to wear a motorcycle helmet is currently on the desk of Governor Rick Snyder today, and may be signed as a part of the state's no-fault insurance laws debate. Come on, sign it, said Renee of Renee's Budget Head Trauma Care Center in Dearborn. Now it's time for sports! Augusta National, home of the Masters Golf Tournament, is having its membership policies examined under the national microscope again this year, after the club, whose membership is 100% male, has IBM as a main sponsor this year. Thing is, IBM's chairman is not so much a chairman as a person, and also a lady, not a chair. The club's leaders are not opposed to opening up membership, but refuse to be forced into doing so. One member telling the press, "We can't have ladies in here. We're discussing important things, like birth control legislation." Adding another, "What? We're very diverse. Didn't you see the black? I think we're getting an Asian in here next month. That's gotta count for something, huh?" Among the last words of a convicted child sex offender who was being put to death for the murder of a 10-month-old boy this week were "Go Cowboys," which will make hell a little awkward for the man, seeing as Satan is clearly an Eagles fan. Or is it that Eagles fans are clearly Satan? 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in. Honestly and sincerely. Thank you. For all of me here at the 5 Minute News Hour, have a good night and a great night.